morning, everyone. It's Mike from PC Classic Cars, back with another test drive video. Today we are in my really cool 1966 Ford F100 short wheelbase two-wheel drive pickup. Alright, so again we have a 66 Ford F100. This is a true short bed pickup. What's really cool about this truck is going to be all the mechanical work done to it. It has an extremely well-running 427 with an aluminum head, aluminum intake, and it does have an Edelbrock carburetor on the top, backed by a C6 3-speed automatic transmission. Then you have your standard power steering, power front disc brakes, and then the disc brakes have been upgraded to a drilled and slotted rotor. Again, just discs in the front, drums in the rear, and the truck stops really well. That power steering works exactly like it should. And again, best thing about this truck is going to be the really cool drive line. That 427 runs extremely well. Excuse me. The Edelbrock aluminum heads perform great. And once it warms up a little bit on our return trip, we'll get on it a little bit. But the truck pulls down the road very well, and it is a strong performing truck mechanically. As you can see, we're cruising at 65, almost 70 miles an hour. Really well. It does have your standard Ford 9-inch rear. I do not know what the gear ratio is, but again, you can cruise this truck at 65, 70, and it's very comfortable. You do have an aftermarket AC setup. It is an underdash unit. The AC blows nice and cold. You do have a little bit of chatter coming from the compressor when you kick it on, but the AC, again, is very nice and cold. Maybe at some point, once the compressor lets loose, you can upgrade it to a new compressor, but it doesn't need it at the exact moment. The heat is an auxiliary system, just the factory heat setup on the truck. Unfortunately, the blower motor, when you turn that on for the heat, is not working, but again, the AC does work. The interior is really nice for being an older truck. You do have a couple splits in the dash. The headliner is an older cardboard style headliner, and it is kind of coming down a little bit. It's just kind of wrinkled from just being probably 25 years old on the headliner. Seat cover and carpet and mats have been done at a more recent time, and that stuff shows well. You do have the nice red and black door panels, and then the painted lower dash. So you do have obviously exterior black and white, and then the red and black and white on the interior, and it shows well. Gauges are all factory style gauges in the dash, and then you have this aftermarket console with a little tack down here. You have a voltage gauge, good oil pressure, and then the temperature gauge. The other items that are not working, the temperature gauge down here works. The factory temp gauge does not do anything. Your speedometer works, but your fuel gauge is not reading properly, so it's probably going to need a sending unit. So to rehash that, your fuel gauge is not working, your aftermarket voltage gauge is not working, and then the blower for the heater's not working, and then your washer sprayers do not work. Horn's good, exterior lights are good. Again, the AC is cold. Take a look at the doesn't work section posted on my website, pcclassiccars.com. It outlines what works and what does not work. I make sure that that's going to be accurate whenever I post a vehicle. So it's a few small things, but the main functionality, and again, that AC does work, which is cool. All right, temperature gauge, we're running about 185 degrees down there on that lower gauge, so we'll get on it here a little bit. And again, this truck runs really well, so we'll do a little bit more of an aggressive pull for you. Just a really cool and awesome running truck. On your exhaust, you have a set of block headers, dual exhaust, aftermarket mufflers, full tailpipes. As you can see, it sounds really good going down the road. On your underneath, very solid. You've had a little bit of work done on both inner rockers. Bottom side of the cab is nice. Bottom side of the bed is nice. You have a spray in it's painted black in the bed. It's like an older, slightly textured material, and then you have a bed mat. Cosmetically, the truck is a factory Wimbledon white and raven black truck on the exterior. Per the previous owner, the paint is anywhere between 15 and 20 years old. So it's older, it's got its touch-ups and flaws. A little split on the lower portion of the bedside. Some stone chips around the truck. Up on the cab here on the outside, there's like some little cracks in the paint and a little bit of surface corrosion around them. You'll see good photos of that in the additional informations tab as well. But for being an older paint job, it still represents nice, and it's a truck you can be proud of, just not brand new paint. Really like the wheels and tires on it, gives it a good aggressive look. And just being a factory Wimbledon white and black truck, it's just really cool. Seat is very comfortable. Road feel is really nice. As you can see, it drives very nice and straight. A little back pressure there. Stops well. We'll take it down our bumpy road here. But for being one of these trucks, they're not notoriously the best driving of this kind of year vintage for a truck, but this one performs really well. It doesn't beat you to death. It's a very comfortable truck down this bumpy road, even out on the straight road. Feel very confident driving it at 70 miles an hour. All your glass is nice. Back glass looks good. Both windows roll up and down like they should. You do have a little weather strip cracking around the vent windows, but the wind noise is actually at a minimum. It's not very loud in here. Windshield looks good. Driving position, again, is very comfortable. You do sit up nice and proper in the seat with this big, huge steering wheel. But there's plenty of room between me and the steering wheel. Tons of room between my head and the top of the cab. Driving position with the left arm is very comfortable. If you want to put your arm down on the armrest, switch over to your right arm. It's a good, comfortable driving position. Steering wheel's offset a little bit to the right, but that's pretty nitpicky. You do have a few little hairline cracks in the original steering wheel, but it is solid. It's not going anywhere. Horn works. You do have a little pitting in the steering wheel. You do have your original VIN tag on the driver's door over here, and again, it does decode as a factory short bed, and it is a factory F100 that is Raven black and Wimbledon white. So cool that it's a factory two-tone exterior truck. A lot of the side trim is probably original. It does have a little bit of age to the side trim. You'll see photos of that on my website. But I'm kind of nitpicking for a truck that's older cosmetically. It still, again, is a really cool truck, and we'll get to say hi to this camera here. We'll probably be on the Google Images, if that's what that is, which will be pretty cool. All right. Try to get off that gravel without peeling out. Well, unable to do it. There we go. It's reading 50,000. It's actually reading, 5,033 miles. I don't know what the true miles are on the truck. I got this from a gentleman out of Oklahoma. He traded this and a Torino in towards a late model Lightning that I had. So that's how I got it. He owned this truck for a number of years. And apparently before him, it came out of the Tulsa area. So it's been in Oklahoma for quite some time. That's probably why it's such a good, solid truck underneath. And again, I did a little bit of work on the inner rockers. Still a very solid and nice truck on the bottom. You'll see our photos of the underneath during this video and also on the website. And overall, it's a really fun truck to drive. It's very strong mechanically. There are a few little things to do. You have a little bit of seepage coming from the valve covers. I believe I mentioned in my virtual description video, there might be one other little drip. I think it was the power steering pump had a little drip. And then obviously we talked about the little things not working, but none of these old cars are perfect. A couple small things to do on this one, but it's a great platform to hop in and drive. A lot of money spent on that motor transmission combo. You have the AC, just a really cool looking truck too. I don't get as many of the Fords as I do the Chevrolets. So I really, really like this truck, and it drives very, very well. Make sure my camera's on. Yep, we're still on. That's good. As always, I appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of my test drive videos. Make sure you check out the virtual description video on my website, pcclassiccars.com. Also check out the additional informations tab. It's going to outline what works, what doesn't work, photos of all the imperfections inside, outside, all the way around the truck. And we will catch you guys on the next test drive video. Thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.